Good afternoon. It is March 2nd, 2022, and today we had a pretty big uptrend. I didn't, me personally, I didn't see a lot of trades that I liked too much. And for a while, prices were really flip-flopping on both sides of the EMA. However, there were a lot of trades that you could have taken aggressively, and as you can see from here on, it was all uphill. So, I mean, these are aggressive trades, but they're with the bias. So let's take a look at the trades I marked. So early on, we made this like triple top, and right at a little after 5, you get the second entry short, but it's also a failed second entry long. So I really like that entry. Earlier, oh yeah. It's kind of deceiving. It looks like it's a lower high, but it's matching highs, so you can go long there. And really, what I marked this one as red, and it's just the first entry, but you can see that's clearly a two-legged pullback. So I really like that one as like a kind of like a failure. And then we find some support and bounce, and you get a first entry, failed second entry short. I just don't like how congestive that is, and that's why I marked that as green. I was watching and I didn't take that, but you can see there's an upward bias to that congestion. Then we find support right here. I looked at this as a range from there, even though the resistance level is probably the midline. You can see that's relevant here, the measured move. So I just kept it like that. And here we have a first failed second entry. It's really what it is a breakout pullback off that price level. So you might have, I think you scalped out real quick, and then it just takes you out. So no runners. And we keep going up, and we make a new high, and you get a first entry, second entry off the EMA. It's just that signal bar is not great, and I'm trying to think of what else. There was something else I wanted to. Oh, well, yeah, but what I do like about it is that it's not like, this doesn't look like one channel down. It looks like we have a break of this channel and a move to a new low. But you can see all you get out of that is a couple points before it sells off and then makes a new high from this channel, and then it sells off. And then we find support right here. Not sure if that's important price level from the other day or whatever, but you can see we test it once, twice, a third time, and a fourth time. And on that fourth time, that is a second entry long, even though this makes a new high right here. Technically, that makes a third entry. But even if you're looking at this as a double top, first entry, second entry, look at how bullish that bar is on that triple test or quadruple test even. So that's the trade of the day. If you kept your runner through this, that's a really good entry, and it gets you a big move. And here we make a double top, first entry, second entry long. It's aggressive because this looks like one leg down. Then we get a break and tries to go lower once, twice, and really good signal bar there. I like that because there's room to these highs, and that's what happens. We make a new high. Probably would have got stopped out right here, but I don't think you can take this, even though it looks really good. I don't see how, according to the rules, you would be able to take that. Here we have a failed second entry long, but I don't see how you could go short at this point above the EMA. So you might have taken that though. Come down, overshoot leads to a break. We get a new low, and we bounce, and this. This right here confirms the shorter term pink channel. Yeah, so we get confirmation of that, and what that looks like is a second entry long to me. You see first entry, second entry, even though technically it's not. But look at how bullish that bar is. That's why I marked it as aggressive, and that confirms the trend channel. So We make this leg up, you get a break, move to a new high, and then we just go sideways for a bit, and that's a first entry, second entry long. So you might consider that, although it's far from the EMA, but this is an uptrend. So we break out, that breakout fails, and we come down here, and you get a breakout counter trend, very bullish signal bar. I like that to at least ride it to here, and it goes a little further than that. So I like that. It's aggressive, but I like it. And then we form this yellow channel, which support is probably a little steeper than this. Let's see if I can adjust that. Here we get this lower high, but I looked at that as like a failure, and that's clearly a channel down. So I looked at it as a first failed second entry. I don't typically like, even if this made a new high right here, I typically don't like this just because it's very far from the EMA your entry would be. But if you're looking to go short and you're patient, you get a first entry, second entry, very bearish signal bar. It is a doji though, so definitely aggressive entries, both of those, if you're going short. And we start bouncing off this yellow channel, and we test it a few times, and I really like this one. This is off the yellow channel. It's off the pink channel. It kind of looks like this is a double bottom, first entry failed, second entry short. That's why I like that, but it's pretty aggressive because it doesn't set up really according to our rules. So we go higher, form this congestion level of congestion, breakout counter trend, and then we bounce off this yellow channel again. I really like that. If you're thinking clearly, man, I think you got to take that. And that's actually also a second entry. So, and then we come here and we get I looked at this as a double top, first entry, second entry. I really like this one too. And look where it stops, right at the top of your resistance level. And then it bounces and goes higher. So just follow these rules, man. Up here we get, it kind of looks like a first failed second entry short, but look at all them dojis. It's just aggressive. And you can see we're still working higher. It's pretty clear. But then we just start going sideways, and I think these are like, yeah, near the highs from yesterday. So it kind of makes sense that we're going sideways. Here, I thought this would go further. You get a first entry, failed second entry short. Really good setup. Room to those highs. However, it does look like we broke that short-term channel. So you might think about that. And here's a really nice long trap, because off this yellow channel we get a nice bullish signal bar, and then they trap those guys. And because I thought probably a lot of shorts were piling on right there, I thought they would rocket this thing up, but they didn't. It just kept going sideways, and that brought us into 1230, and that's what I saw for today. So here's some of the trades I took. So yeah, I took this one. I do like that trade. It's just a two-legged pullback. Good entry. Unfortunately, it looks like I didn't get a runner. And then I went long on this one, and I almost had a heart attack here. But I mean, really, I should know better, just because that's far away from the EMA. Like, if you take an entry like that, expect to have a heart attack, because that's very aggressive. And I went long here like a dummy on a second entry. I guess I didn't have my range drawn at that point. This is clearly congestion. So, not a good entry. So, that's what I took today. Hope everyone had a blessed day, and I'll be back tomorrow.